help us think through, from an Asian integration standpoint, what would be some of the key focus areas that the integration would aim at?
Thank you. First of all, thanks to Gateway House India for bringing us all together. And I think yesterday also we had a number of interesting rounds, a lot of insights. And today's day begins with something very inspiring to all of us, innovation. Going back to Grameen Bank, yes, as we all know, this microcredit model, which came out of the very rural village of Bangladesh, has become a good role model as far as women's empowerment and microcredit is concerned. But I would like to push the boundaries a little bit, in the sense, when we talk about Asia and the big numbers, which one of my co-panelists referred to, Asia is at a crossroad. How? Well, financially, trade-wise, we are doing very well. Numbers are staggering. China has had unprecedented 3 decades of growth, 10%. India is now leaping to the same kind of growth figures. During these times, whether you call it transition, whether you call it disruption, whether you call this change, these are times when we are challenged to our core. When I say core, I would push the audience to look into yourself. Ask yourself what you were 5 years back, 10 years back, what were you thinking, and what you're thinking now. Just take a piece of paper and write, and you'll be amazed how many perceptions you had even 5 years back and what you're having now is changing so dramatically. Underlying essence being our pace of change at times is not keeping pace with the pace of change of the society. So we have technology, we have capital, we have investors who are pacing up much faster than we would have thought, but then we have a society system which is not moving quick enough. I'll give you a few numbers which will help you. For example, when we talk about innovation, we look at the society. So I would like to take in a broader context and look at some of the social issues which will significantly affect how innovative Asia becomes down the road. First and foremost, I would challenge the mindset. A good example is China. China has been referred to, quoted many, many times, countlessly. But how many Chinese brands are there? Hardly. In the 100 top brands, there are only 10 Asian brands. Why I'm referring brand? Because brand comes from those products which are innovative. Give you a simple example. Say there was a power disruption. Lights went off, and we were asked to wait. Tell me what you would be doing. Anybody? Mobile. So you wouldn't lose a second to go back and starting your 2 fingers. How one person had changed our behavior pattern from the airports to the schools, to the colleges, to the business room? Steve Jobs. One single innovation has changed the way we have behaved. Coming to that brings to the question of mindset. In Asia, unfortunately, we still haven't leaped to that level where business houses particularly have started thinking more about innovation, branding, brand equity, profit, as opposed to volume and revenue, which has driven China, which also is now being said, make in India, the next manufacturing center. So in this, all this rush for making money, we are losing sight of some of the broader issues. 2 key issues I'll touch on, then I'll be more interested to hear what my fellow panelists have to say. 2 basic things. Look at education, look at health. Even today, in India, for 1,000 people, there is not even 1 doctor, less than 1 doctor, and less than 2 nurses. Compare that with US, compare that with Japan. Difference is starking. Look at China. In China, even in urban China, on an average, a parent has to pay $10,000 to the middleman to get the children admitted to good school. And in the rural areas, parents pay half of their income. Unless these basic social infrastructure are well put in place, innovation will be a far cry. So that's why I thought, just as my panelists have rightly so as to push the boundaries on the upward stream, I thought we should go into downward stream and look into the ground reality. these are things which will need to be addressed down the road, and that automatically will hopefully have an influence on the society, how it looks at innovation, how it looks at brand equity, and this fundamental mindset. And Asian businesses largely are family-owned businesses. It's good, it's bad. Good is you can take decisions quickly in a family. Bad is there is this tendency to be comfortable in the own secured zone. So I would like to wrap up with this, that mindset, social infrastructure, education would be the key driving forces for Asian innovation in the decades to come. Thank you.